So last night still doesn't really feel real, right? The loss is one thing, but the potential loss of Jordan Love is even bigger. And we still don't fully know what the case is with Jordan Love's leg injury as it stands right now, but we at least did get some promising updates. We're not in the clear yet, but we got some promising updates. So we're going to go over those updates. We're going to look at a video of Jordan Love coming off the plane that just released about 15 minutes ago, and also go over everything that we know so far with Jordan Love's injury and what the outlook could look like with any specific type of injury that it could be. Guys, go down and click the subscribe button if you happen to be a new viewer to the channel. I post Packers updates, news, analysis almost every single day, and the season just starting, very exciting. But now we're sitting here kind of in shock going, wow, what is the rest of the season if Jordan Love has a significant injury? So let's first go with the first update we had this morning, and it's from The Athletic, and it states, an ankle injury has been ruled out for Packers quarterback Jordan Love. Green Bay is awaiting an MRI that will be taken when they arrive back to Wisconsin from Brazil, which they have at this point. So I would assume, as I'm speaking right now, Jordan Love is probably getting some MRIs on that leg. Then we have this update from Tom Pelissero. He was quoting Ian Rappaport that said Jordan Love will have tests on his knee when the team lands in a few hours. They've already landed right now, so he's obviously getting these tests done. But Tom Pelissero, kind of with an update here, initial tests indicated Jordan Love's ACL is intact, but there's a wide range of outcomes based on additional scans, which will occur when the team gets back to Green Bay later today. So hopefully we get more of an update later, but for now, and what we know right now, it's good news in my opinion. Again, we're not in the clear. He hasn't even had an MRI yet that we know of. His ACL being intact is huge because when you watch that video back, you kind of see that knee pop after he gets rolled up on, and a lot of people thought, okay, MCL, ACL, one of those just tore. And seemingly that's not the case. That's not saying he couldn't go get an MRI and the MCL is in fact torn, but it seems like the general indication was that it's not the ACL. Obviously, him laying on the field, medical team is playing around with his knee, and they can usually tell pretty soon if it's an ACL tear or not. And quickly, I also wanted to show the video of Jordan Love coming off the team plane here, going down the steps, obviously pretty gingerly, but he's holding his own two bags. You think if a player had a very significant injury, they wouldn't be holding their own bags. They'd be getting helped off the plane by some trainers. He's standing fine. He's not holding onto a railing here or anything. He's on his 2 feet. He's standing fine. Honestly, this is a good look. He's clearly not okay. Like, there's definitely an injury there. It's not like he just cramped up and we're all good and we're in the clear. It doesn't look terrible. It doesn't look like Jordan Love is, like I said, being helped off this plane with trainers, or you don't see him at all because they try to hide the fact that he is. He's holding onto the railing just like every other player in front and behind him. You can clearly see he's a little bit wobbly, which, yeah, there's definitely an injury here, but it doesn't look that bad. And I don't want to get ahead of myself here. I don't know what the tap on the head there was. Maybe signaling like, hey, I'm good, or I'm not sure, but it looks okay. So then I watched a YouTube video from the Pro Football Doc. He's a Twitter account that basically views injuries, the clips of them, and gives his diagnosis of it. And he just released a video basically saying, yes, there's no real issue of the ACL here. He doesn't believe it's an ACL tear, as the report said earlier. He's also not concerned about a knee dislocation. He said what most likely that knee pop was that we all saw that looked really bad was simply the shifting of the kneecap, which is actually pretty common, surprisingly. And basically what that is either kneecap or patella subluxation. But there could also be an ankle sprain in at play. Now, that one report said it's not an ankle injury, and I'm sure they're kind of just saying that, okay, there's no ligament tears in the ankle. Like, he definitely could still have a mild high ankle sprain or just a simple ankle sprain. Now, when you take a look at the kneecap / patella subluxation, the general recovery for that is 3 to 6 weeks, and the average is 44.38 days in the NFL. That would put us all the way out to October 21st, one day after the Houston Texans game. That's all the way in week 7. Now, again, it could be that plus a mild ankle sprain. It could definitely still be an ankle sprain. It just seems initial tests don't show any ligament damage in his ankle, which is wonderful. A high ankle sprain, it definitely varies. It's one of those things. It depends on the grade. It depends on a lot, and the variation between recovery time is pretty wide for a high ankle sprain. It's 14 14 to 46 days. So it's quick as 2 weeks for a very, very mild high ankle sprain, and all the way up to, similar to the kneecap subluxation, 45 days. Now, the best case scenario here would be a simple lateral ankle sprain, your traditional ankle sprain. And that has an average recovery time of 6.5 days. Very common. Players, athletes sprain their ankles all the time. It's an average of a week, and you're usually getting back into action. That is the best case scenario here right now. Do I think it's something a little bit more than that? Probably. Maybe a low to mild high ankle sprain, or it's a kneecap/patella subluxation, which again, 3 to 6 weeks. So on the best case, say if it's a very mild kneecap/patella subluxation, you're looking at a 3-week recovery time, which would have Jordan Love back under that average right before the Minnesota Vikings game in week 4, September 28th. So it almost seems like a guarantee, unless it's actually a simple lateral ankle sprain, that we're not going to have Jordan Love for at least the next 2 weeks, in my opinion. Again, there's more tests to be ran, and it could come back great, and it could come back way, way worse. But as of right now, what we know, it seemingly seems like that week 2 against the Colts, back in Green Bay, then week 3 in Tennessee, and we might have a different quarterback at the helm. And will the Packers continue with Malik Willis? Honestly, I like the next 2 matchups. If there were any 2 matchups this year that I said, hey, maybe we could win without Jordan Love, it would probably be these 2. So if it is a 2-week injury, it's not that bad. Even if it's a 3-week injury, you play Minnesota there in week 4 in Lambeau. Who knows how they're going to be this season? Still really good defense and could definitely win against the backup quarterback that we have. But it's not the worst schedule for the next 3 weeks for the Green Bay Packers. And if they can come out with a win or 2 with a backup quarterback, they'll be just fine. But we still don't really know what this full injury is. And I'm hoping we'll get an update a little bit later today. And if it's something severe where we're sitting here and it's like a 6-week minimum, I think the Packers need to bring in a veteran. I think the Packers 100% need to get on the phone and bring in a veteran quarterback to at least try to hold it down. Maybe go 500 over the span of Jordan Love being gone to keep the Packers at least in the playoff race for when Jordan Love can return. Some of the quarterbacks available right now, the obvious answer here would be Ryan Tannehill. He is by far the most experienced veteran on the free agent market right now. You also have Brian Hoyer, Blaine Gabbert, AJ McCarron, Trevor Siemian. It's not great. You're pretty much looking at Ryan Tannehill or bust at that point. If you're not getting Ryan Tannehill on the squad to be your veteran backup, then you should just roll with either Malik Willis or Sean Clifford and see what happens. Not saying Malik Willis can't step in to a backup role, but I'm just not sure if the Packers are going to be a great football team with Malik Willis at the helm. He's very inexperienced. What we've seen from him in starting NFL games, it's not great. So that's definitely a worry. If this is a kneecap subluxation and it takes Jordan Love 6 weeks to come back, I really do think the Packers should bring in Ryan Tannehill. If it's a mild ankle sprain and it's 2 weeks, probably just roll with Willis or Clifford over the next 2 games against the Titans, against the Colts. And if it's just a basic lateral ankle sprain, he very well could be ready for the game against the Titans, because now we have, a longer week, a longer rest period. As we just played on Friday, we play next Sunday. So 2 extra days of rest there, where the average of a regular ankle sprain is about 7 days. So he would have 9 days to get ready for that game. I'm hoping that's it. It would be crazy after seeing that Jordan Love miraculously doesn't miss a game, but I'm pretty confident that he's probably going to miss a couple here. I'm hoping it's not the long term of things that we've talked about. Obviously, like I said, we'll get more information later today, hopefully maybe tomorrow, and we can finally see what it is and think of a game plan at that point. But I appreciate you guys coming by the video. Just wanted to give you my thoughts and also all the things we know of the Jordan Love injury, because there's a lot of speculation going around. So I kind of tried to get all the facts together, what this injury could potentially be and what the outlook would be. But I appreciate you guys coming by to the channel. I'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching. As always, go Pack Go.